Well, sir, at my age, it's a pleasure and an honor to be really anyone, to be regarded with any regard of honor and respect, even after all these years. One expects that one skips a stone of one's life, expects to see a few moments of waterborne delight. But then one expects the stone to sink. So my little acts in my life, I expected to have some efficacy throughout a few years, but I'm absolutely amazed that some of the things that I've said, some of the things that I've done, still carry weight, still carry influence. That is quite an honor, and I do not credit myself with coming up with great ideas, but simply finding something that was universal, that people continue to find the truth of. A little bit like a poet from ancient times, whose words continue to echo and guide us with pleasure, with understanding. So my little part, my little piece of poetry, still finds hearts to resound in, and so I'm happy for that little part. It means quite a lot that I can come back here and find new friends, even with my old ideas. It's so much of the revolution happened in South Carolina, and really not enough is really frequently said. We know about the northern battles quite a lot, but South Carolina really should be exampled more as a province and a state of sacrifice and willingness to defend the ideals which we hold dear. A tree like this, from such a noble heritage, is an honor to be able to help it grow. But as I said, in the true sense of botany, every tree is this tree. They all have the thing that they all grant us. Oxygen, as Joseph Priestley proved to us, each growing thing gives us the ability to live. So every tree should be considered that. This is noble as every tree is noble, and every tree gives us benefit, and we should care for all of them. So yes, it is special, and the key to the city and the kite, most heartfelt. And I'm glad that I may just stand amongst such nobles that carry on the work that we started so long ago. But it's been a long time. Back when I was Deputy Royal Postmaster, I did ride the roads through all of the colonies and get to know not only the land and better roads to take to improve the service of the postal, but also to meet the people and understand where the waterways go, how things were constructed, what this temperament was of the people in all the different colonies. And at the Second Continental Congress, I was one of the few people who had actually been to all of the colonies. People like Mr. Jefferson had never left his home country of Virginia before. Mr. Adams never leaving his country of New England. And so I had some idea of what the people of the colonies were like. But it's been centuries since I've been here before, so this is practically a brand new visitor. So I'm delighted. The hospitality has been non-péril. I've enjoyed every meeting and every conversation I've had, every honor that I've been afforded, and the most and best honor is just to be amongst the people today here in Beaufort. Well, as a tree has rings, so they tell what type of weather it has experienced. And you may count the years that exist once it's cut down by testing those rings. And so they tell, even as a stump, it tells their story of their growth. And we can learn from that tree, even when they fail, if they're knocked over by storm or cut down by vandals or cut down by a lumber, by some degree of forester. That tree has tales for us, and within its branches, within its bark, within its leaves, you can see the other aspects that have affected the tree, be it a cannonball in there, or an axe cut, or people carving a heart with their initials. It tells the story of where we've been. And as I said, history always changes, but the past never does, but our interpretation of it. So these are symbols. We can look at them as a way of recounting what was here. How did we survive? And to learn from it and to benefit from its continued gifts. Trees have a longer life than we do, and so the tale that they carry may remind us of the common root that we all experience, and the number of different things and animals and insects and the very water and soil that it comes from binds us as one from many. The motto of the United States now is one. E pluribus unum. From many, one. Do you know where that comes from? A Roman salad recipe. Chop, 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 mix, mix, mix. From many, one. And so we stand, we're not just a carrot. We're not just cabbage. We are many things brought together to serve the hungry mouths of those who yearn to be free. Well, it means that I get good meals. I get to meet new friends, and so that's a very happy thing. But it means that maybe some of the experiments that we had, where we were striking new iron in our forges, that we hoped to be good, was good. And that people continue to find, it would be like writing a piece of music. It pleases you, it pleases your audience, and then you find out that people are still singing that tune, giving pleasure to themselves and all who listen to it. it must be a good piece of music. We still, now today, play the music of Mozart and Beethoven and Playford and Caccini. These artists are still known and still enjoyed, so they must have done something that resounded with people's hearts. Even Mr. Shakespeare, giving us his plays that 400 years later still mean truth to us, still guide us, still touch our heart. Is that his genius, or the fact that we still beat with the same heart of the people that he was writing for? I think there is beauty in that. To find, by addressing the common humanity of us all, we may find truth that resounds. And that, I'm happy to say, if some of what we did struck that heart, that still sings to us today, then that is a happy song that we sang. Unfortunately, a bit slow. I have a few more meetings tonight, and then tomorrow I have a walking tour, and then I return back where I'm currently stationed, back on the other end of this country. We have had a very active presence here. We arriving on Sunday night and from Monday morning early to about 4 or 5 appearances each day, and luckily, because I've had such wonderful chauffeur, that I've not gotten lost once. But there have been breakfasts, there's been meetings, there's libraries and private gatherings and public gatherings, children, adults, people close to my own, well, a third of my own age almost, and we have had lovely conversations. And like I've been saying, happily, not a hint, a whiff of tar nor feather. So I'm very glad for that. But it has been packed full, and I've just been so delighted that to have the opportunity to meet and to explore and to answer questions from so many minds, and I'm hoping not too disturbing to their notions, but hoping to open up minds to the other things that happen, the peoples whose names they should know: Sybil Luddington, Abigail Adams, Katie Ray Green. These are people who are worthy of study as well as the names that you trip off your tongue so easily. But we must explore them to know the full story and all the people who contributed to such a noble fabric being woven together still today.